Hello friends, it's Lisa and welcome to my bullet journal setup for the month of June. So for my theme this month, I decided to go with a theme that I feel like everyone has almost done, except for me. I've never done this type of theme before, and that's just a very summery ocean theme. This is definitely something that I feel like I see a lot. I feel like a lot of people have done this at different points in their bullet journals, but I never have. So I thought it'd be really fun to do this like softer ocean theme. I say softer because I didn't use any like black fine liners or any pens at all. I only used the markers, the different colored markers for all of the lines and boxes and headers and everything. So it kind of gave this softer look. And the markers I'm using, I think I mostly used mild liners, but I did have one Tombow, the like yellowish color that I use. That was the one Tombow that I used, but I just really liked this kind of color palette. It's very like oceany, very summery. And I'm finally doing an ocean theme because I'm actually going to be going to Bar Harbor in Maine for a weekend, and I think it's going to be really fun. And that was just kind of where I got the idea to do this sort of ocean theme, something I haven't done before. So as you can see, I drew like a jellyfish and some seashells and a starfish and a little stingray. I wanted to say eel, and I was like, that's not correct. But just kind of drew some different like sea creatures and some shells and things like that to kind of go across the page upwards. And then I decided to write June in all of the headers in this very like kind of thinner but bubble-ish letter font. And I also, to kind of fill in the empty space between the doodles, did some like bubbles, kind of like ocean bubbles, you know? And I used the yellow and like greenish blue marker for the bubbles. But yeah, that's really it for this theme. I think it's pretty simple, but I really think it's very summery, and it was pretty simple to do, just doing all of these little drawings over and over again. But I really like the way that it looks without having any like harsh lines with any pens or anything, and it just gives me all of the summer vibes. So I'm pretty happy with how all of this is turning out. So moving on to the calendar page, like I was saying, I didn't want to use any like actual like pens or black markers or anything to do any of the headers or any of the boxes. So I'm writing June up at the top with that same like purpley marker, and then I'm using the blue mild liner to label the days of the week, and then I go in with that purple marker again to make the boxes and label the days of the month. And for the actual numbers for the days of the month, I sort of drew them or wrote them above the box for that day instead of writing the number inside of the box for that day. I know that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you will see what I'm doing as I continue to draw the calendar. But it's definitely like, it's not a groundbreaking change, I know that, but it's something a little bit different than what I typically do with my calendar spreads. And it was just like a nice little change. I feel like a lot of times with the spreads that I do every single month, they start to look the same, they start to just feel the same. So I kind of look for little ways to change it up and make it look a little bit different so that I'm not just looking at the same things every month. So this was a fun little change for the calendar. And after finishing up the actual calendar, I go in and again draw some of those doodles that I did on the front, so like the jellyfish and the seashells and things like that, and I kind of just fill in the empty space around the calendar. But while we watch as I draw these little sea creatures and seashells and everything, I thought we could have a little chat about June, what to look forward to. If you have anything that you're excited about, I would love to know down below in the comments. So definitely for me, the thing that I'm looking forward to the most in June is this little weekend away in Bar Harbor. This was actually a gift for my mom because Mother's Day and her birthday are kind of within a few days of each other, and we thought it'd be more fun to give her like an experience and do something all together than just little gifts. So that is what we're doing that for, and I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm excited to spend the weekend in a place I've never been, but also like with the fam. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And other than that, I'm just really looking forward to the start of summer and the warm weather and like the pool days and the fires and like the backyard barbecues and things like that. I think it's just going to be really nice to get outside a little bit more, and just the weather. I do really enjoy summer. I'm definitely like, fall is my favorite season because I do like it being a little cooler, but I do love the summer weather as well, and I'm definitely looking forward to that beginning. All right, but we're moving on to my next spread, which is going to be my habit tracker spread. So I have 6 different habits that I'm going to be tracking this month, and I'm just writing habits up at the top and then creating these 6 different kind of grid calendar, like mini calendars for each habit. And I will just fill in that square when I actually do that habit, if I do it that day. And after creating those little grids, I label each habit that I want to track this month, and again go in with some little ocean doodles kind of around in the empty white space, create the little bubbles as well, just to kind of fill up any empty white space between the actual habits, but without making it too busy, because I do want this to also be a functional spread. And on the right side of this page, I'm going to be doing my playlist page. So this is going to be where I keep track of any of the music that I'm really listening to in the month of June. I absolutely love filling out these spreads every month and being able to look back on it in like years from now and be able to see what music I was listening to, what music came into my life this month. So just wrote playlist up at the top, drew some more doodles, and also made like a little border around the page as well. I really like doing that with my bullet journal spreads, just to add like a little bit of extra something to the spread, you know, make it a little bit more exciting. And I was going to start mentioning the music I was listening to in May while I finished up this spread, but honestly, because I saw Taylor Swift in May, the only thing that I was listening to was my Taylor Swift playlist. Like, that was it. So that's nothing different, nothing really to update there. But I am excited to see what kind of music enters my life and what I'm listening to in the month of June, so excited to see that spread fill out. But now we're moving on to my next spread, which is going to be a really fun spread. This is going to be my Bar Harbor like packing list spread, just to keep track of everything that I want to bring that weekend, like clothes and any like fun things in the car to keep me occupied, because it's going to be a bit of a journey. So I want to make sure I have everything that I want. If there's any, like if I want to bring my camera or anything like that, just keeping track of what I want to pack. I might even like print some pictures or something from the weekend and put on this spread. I'm thinking it'll be mostly just like a packing spread, but it could be a fun way to document the trip and the memories from the trip. But now over on the right side, this is actually going to be the last spread for my June bullet journal setup. So this is going to be the first weekly spread. I did have a few days left over from April to include on this first week, but I'm just doing this 6-box layout. I have 1 box for the weekend, and for the actual boxes, I'm alternating which color markers I'm using, just referencing the different markers I was using for the different doodles throughout the month, and those were the colors I used. And I decided it was just too plain, so I decided to add again some little like seashells and starfish and things like that in some of the boxes, just to add a bit of something to the actual weekly spread. But that is it for my bullet journal setup for the month of June, my ocean theme. So here's a flip through of how it all turned out. I think it was about time I did an ocean theme. I've never done one before, and I feel like that's just like everyone's done one. If you have a bullet journal, I feel like you've done an ocean theme, you know? So it only made sense, and I'm really excited to fill out my journal throughout the month and start using these spreads. Definitely let me know if you have a bullet journal, what theme you decided to go with for the month of June. But that is going to be it for this bullet journal setup. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.